What if I told you the average car gets scrapped at just 14 years old, but yours could easily last 25 to 30 years with the right habits? Most drivers think cars naturally wear out over time, but the truth is most vehicles die from neglect, not age. After working on thousands of engines and seeing which ones make it past 300,000 miles and which ones fail at 100,000, I've identified the exact habits that separate long-lasting vehicles from early failures. Today, I'm revealing the complete system for doubling your car's lifespan, starting with the single most important habit that protects your engine, transmission, and every other major component. If you want your car to last decades instead of years, you need to understand these fundamentals. Let's get started. The foundation of vehicle longevity is simple, but most people get it wrong. It all starts with following the manufacturer's maintenance schedule religiously. According to automotive experts, regular maintenance is key to maintaining things like oil levels and quality, transmission fluid, and brakes, and it ensures vehicles last for a longer period. Your owner's manual contains a detailed maintenance schedule created by the engineers who designed your vehicle. These intervals aren't arbitrary, they're based on extensive testing of when components begin wearing beyond acceptable limits. The problem is, most drivers treat maintenance schedules as suggestions rather than requirements. They skip oil changes, delay fluid replacements, and ignore warning lights until something breaks. This gradual neglect accumulates into major damage. Here's what following the schedule actually does. Oil changes every 5,000 to 7,500 miles keep your engine properly lubricated and prevent sludge buildup that destroys bearings and clogs passages. Transmission fluid changes every 30,000 to 50,000 miles, protect clutch packs, and keep shifts smooth. Coolant flushes every 30,000 to 50,000 miles, prevent overheating and head gasket failure. Brake fluid replacement every 2 to 3 years maintains stopping power and protects expensive ABS components. Each of these services costs relatively little, typically $50 to $150, but prevents repairs that can cost thousands. A transmission rebuild runs $3,000 to $5,000. A new engine costs $4,000 to $8,000. Head gasket replacement is $1,300 to $3,000. Following the maintenance schedule is the cheapest insurance policy you'll ever buy. But here's what separates cars that reach high mileage from those that don't. It's not just following the schedule, it's adapting it to your actual driving conditions. Manufacturer schedules assume normal driving, but according to automotive research, practicing responsible driving habits is key to extending a vehicle's life, including accelerating and braking smoothly, not overloading, maintaining consistent speed, and following regular maintenance schedules. Most driving is actually severe. Short trips under 10 miles where the engine never fully warms up, stop and go traffic, extreme temperatures, dusty conditions, towing, and frequent idling all qualify as severe service. If your driving includes any of these conditions regularly, you need to follow the severe service schedule, which typically cuts intervals by 30 to 50%. Here's the next critical habit. Check your fluids between services. Don't wait for your mechanic to tell you something's low. Pop your hood every 2 weeks and check engine oil, coolant, brake fluid, power steering fluid, and transmission fluid. Looking at fluid condition reveals problems before they become failures. Engine oil that's black and thick needs changing sooner. Coolant that's brown or rusty indicates corrosion damaging your system. Brake fluid that's dark signals. Moisture contamination that will cause ABS failure. Transmission fluid that smells burnt means clutches are slipping and damage has begun. Catching these warning signs early lets you address problems with simple fluid changes rather than component replacements. According to automotive experts, you would be surprised how many cars are running desperately low on oil, with levels routinely at the bottom of the dipstick and coolant worryingly low, either of which can have catastrophic impact on the engine. Regular checking creates a habit of attention that prevents the neglect that kills most engines. It takes 5 minutes every 2 weeks and costs nothing. The third fundamental habit is protecting your car from the elements. Paint does more than make your vehicle look great. It's also the first line of defense against rusted body panels. Rust destroys structural integrity and creates expensive repair needs. If possible, park in a garage. This protects from sun, rain, snow, and temperature extremes. UV radiation breaks down paint and interior materials. Rain and snow promote rust. Temperature swings stress seals and gaskets. If garage parking isn't available, use a quality car cover or at minimum park in shade whenever possible. Regular washing removes dirt, salt, and contaminants that accelerate corrosion. Experts recommend washing and waxing help remove dirt and salt that can cause rust and paint damage. Pay special attention to the undercarriage, especially in winter when road salt is prevalent. Many car washes offer undercarriage spray that removes salt buildup. Waxing twice a year provides additional protection by creating a barrier between paint and environmental contaminants. These simple steps preserve your vehicle's body and prevent rust that can render an otherwise mechanically sound car worthless. Now let's talk about the single biggest mistake that shortens vehicle life. Aggressive driving habits. According to driving research, smooth driving with gradual acceleration and deceleration, constant speeds, and minimal hard braking can add years to a car's engine and transmission life, while aggressive driving with speeding, frequent hard acceleration, and braking puts unnecessary stress on vehicle components. Every time you floor the throttle from a stop, you're stressing your engine, transmission, drivetrain, and tires simultaneously. Every time you brake hard at the last second, you're generating extreme heat that warps rotors and glazes pads. These aggressive inputs accumulate into premature wear on every major system. Engines develop bearing damage from oil pressure spikes during hard acceleration. Transmissions wear clutches from harsh shifts under load. Brakes need replacement twice as often. Tires wear unevenly and need replacing sooner. The solution is adopting smooth driving habits. Accelerate gradually, allowing your engine to build speed without strain. Anticipate stops and begin braking early so you can slow gently. Maintain consistent highway speeds rather than constantly speeding up and slowing down. These habits reduce stress on every component while also improving fuel economy by 20 to 30%. Here's another critical factor most people ignore. Tire maintenance directly affects vehicle longevity. According to automotive experts, underinflated tires will increase fuel consumption and can cause uneven wear, while keeping them topped up to recommended pressures saves money. Check tire pressure weekly using an accurate gauge. Underinflated tires wear unevenly, reduce fuel economy, and stress suspension components. Overinflated tires provide harsh ride quality and wear centers prematurely. Rotate tires every 5,000 to 7,000 miles to ensure even wear across all four corners. Uneven wear creates vibration, reduces traction, and shortens tire life by up to 50%. Get alignment checked annually or whenever you hit a significant pothole. Misalignment causes rapid tire wear, pulls the vehicle to one side, and stresses suspension components. Properly maintained tires improve safety, fuel economy, and protect suspension from excessive wear that leads to expensive repairs. Let's address transmission longevity, because this is where many drivers make fatal mistakes. Keeping your transmission system healthy will keep your car healthy, as transmission fluid is the lifeblood of the system, lubricating gears, minimizing friction, and helping prevent overheating. Transmission fluid degrades from heat, friction, and contamination. As it breaks down, shifts become harsher, clutches slip, and internal wear accelerates. The myth of lifetime transmission fluid has destroyed countless transmissions. In reality, lifetime means the warranty period, not 300,000 miles. Replace automatic transmission fluid every 30,000 to 50,000 miles using the fluid specified in your owner's manual. For vehicles that tow, drive in mountains, or sit in traffic regularly, cut that interval to 25,000 miles. Fresh fluid maintains smooth shifts, prevents overheating, and protects clutch packs from premature wear. When checking transmission fluid, also examine its color and smell. Healthy fluid looks translucent and reddish. Dark brown or black fluid with a burnt smell signals damage has begun and immediate service is needed. Here's a habit that costs nothing but adds years to your vehicle. Let your engine warm up properly before driving hard. Cold engine oil is thick and doesn't flow well through narrow passages. According to research, extended idling can increase engine wear, so the smart way is giving your engine 20 to 30 seconds after startup, then driving gently until it reaches operating temperature. This brief pause allows oil pressure to stabilize and circulate to critical components like the camshaft and turbo bearings. Then drive gently for the first few minutes, avoiding high RPMs and hard acceleration. Modern engines warm up 40% faster when driven lightly versus idling, which means less time operating with thick oil and incomplete combustion. Owners who follow this routine report drastically fewer cold start problems and longer engine life. This is especially important in cold climates where oil viscosity increases dramatically overnight. 30 seconds of patience at startup prevents wear that accumulates into major damage over years. Another overlooked factor is keeping your fuel system clean. Modern engines, especially those with direct injection, are sensitive to fuel quality and deposits. According to TSA testing, engines running non-top-tier fuel built up significantly more carbon deposits in just 4,000 miles. These deposits disrupt fuel spray patterns, reduce power, increase emissions, and decrease fuel economy. Use top-tier certified gasoline whenever possible. These fuels contain enhanced detergent packages that clean injectors and prevent deposit formation. Add quality fuel injector cleaner every 3,000 to 4,000 miles to supplement fuel detergents and remove existing deposits. Never let your tank drop below quarter full. When fuel level gets low, the pump draws sediment and debris from the tank bottom. This contaminates the fuel system and can clog filters and injectors. Additionally, the fuel pump relies on gasoline for cooling. Running low on fuel causes the pump to overheat and fail prematurely. Keeping your tank above quarter full protects your fuel system and extends pump life significantly. Let's talk about a habit that prevents thousands in repairs. Regular brake system maintenance. Brake fluid absorbs moisture from air over time. Within 2 years, moisture content can reach levels that dramatically lower boiling point. When fluid boils under heavy braking conditions, you lose pedal pressure and stopping power. Moisture-contaminated brake fluid is also a leading cause of expensive ABS system failures. Flush brake fluid every 2 to 3 years regardless of mileage. This prevents internal corrosion, maintains proper pedal feel, and protects ABS components that can cost over $1,000 to replace. Also, inspect brake pads and rotors regularly. Worn pads that aren't replaced damage rotors, turning a $200 pad replacement into an $800 pad and rotor job. Here's another simple habit. Don't rest your hand on the gear shifter or foot on the clutch pedal. Resting your hand on the shifter applies pressure to selector forks and internal transmission components, causing premature wear. Similarly, resting your foot on the clutch pedal pushes the release bearing against the clutch cover, creating unnecessary friction that wears the clutch prematurely. Keep your hand on the steering wheel and your left foot away from the clutch, except when actively shifting. These small habit changes extend transmission and clutch life significantly. Battery maintenance is another often ignored factor. If you don't use your car for long periods, the battery will degrade and go flat, and having to jumpstart a car puts additional strain on the battery and may damage the engine management system and other delicate electronics. Check battery terminals regularly for corrosion. Clean them with a wire brush and apply dielectric grease to prevent future buildup. Loose or corroded connections cause voltage drops that stress the alternator and starter, leading to premature failure of these expensive components. If your vehicle sits unused for extended periods, use a battery maintainer to keep charge levels optimal and prevent sulfation that permanently damages battery plates. Now here's the habit that prevents the most expensive single failure. Monitoring your cooling system. Engine overheating can warp cylinder heads, blow head gaskets, and even crack engine blocks. These failures cost $2,000 to $5,000 minimum. Check coolant level weekly when the engine is cold. Low coolant indicates a leak that must be addressed immediately. Inspect hoses and connections for leaks, cracks, or soft spots. Replace coolant every 30,000 to 50,000 miles with the type specified in your owner's manual. Old coolant loses corrosion inhibitors and turns acidic, eating away at aluminum components from inside. If your temperature gauge ever moves above normal, pull over immediately and don't restart until the problem is diagnosed. One overheating event can destroy an engine that otherwise had 100,000 miles of life remaining. Here's the final fundamental. Keep detailed maintenance records. Document every oil change, fluid replacement, repair, and service. This creates several benefits. It helps you stay on schedule by showing when each service is due. It increases resale value by proving the vehicle was properly maintained. It helps diagnose problems by showing patterns over time. And it gives you leverage if warranty disputes arise. Use a simple notebook, smartphone app, or keep service receipts organized in your glove box. The 5 minutes spent updating records after each service pays dividends throughout your ownership. Let me be clear about something. Following these habits won't make your car last forever, but they will reliably double its useful life compared to typical ownership. The average car reaches 150,000 to 200,000 miles before major problems force retirement. With consistent attention to these fundamentals, reaching 300,000 to 400,000 miles becomes completely achievable on modern vehicles. Some owners even exceed 500,000 miles with nothing more than scheduled maintenance and attention to details. The secret isn't complicated. It's simply doing the basics consistently over years and decades. Fresh fluids on schedule, gentle driving habits, protection from elements, attention to warning signs, regular inspections. These simple habits compound over time into dramatic differences in longevity. Most cars die from neglect, not mechanical failure. Your vehicle is designed to last if you give it what it needs. If this changed how you think about car maintenance, smash that like button and hit subscribe for more content on extending vehicle life. Drop a comment with your current mileage and tell me which of these habits you're going to start implementing first. And before you go, check out my next video where I'm breaking down the critical maintenance mistakes that destroy engines, even when owners think they're doing everything right. You need to see this before your next service. Thanks for watching, and remember, the secret to doubling your car's life isn't expensive, it's just consistent.